Good morning, everyone. So I'm in my kitchen and I am gonna make a crustless spinach quiche. And I just wanted to say good morning. I've got a couple of my fancy Pamper Chef tools out and I am using them. So I've got some tomatoes. I'm putting in some tomatoes and onion. Yeah, and I forgot to get my onion out. So I am going to turn on my stove because we're going to fry up some onion and some spinach. I already have some chopped onion that I need to use up here, so I'm just going to add this. This recipe calls for a medium onion. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there. Use up what you have in the fridge. That's what's great about quiche, because it's literally whatever you probably have on hand. Like this recipe calls for Munster cheese. I'm going to use feta because I like feta. This is my close-in cut, so what I can do is I'm going to put these tomatoes in here. I'm going to push this down, and this has a spring. The top has a spring, and the bottom has a spring. So I'm going to put my knife in here, and I'm going to cut these in half. I'm turning down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to take my big knife so it covers the whole thing. Slide it in, and once you start to feel the food, you just slice back and forth till you get to the end. Now I have halved tomatoes, which are cut in half with one slice. So that's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. All right, so next up, I wanted to get some of this spinach chopped up. So I had fresh spinach from Misfit Market, which if you haven't tried it is a great way to get some fresh fruits and veggies into your family. It makes you use up the fresh fruit and veggies that you buy. You don't want to waste them. So I find that I am cooking with them more, trying to find things to use, how to use them up, what to make with them. I've got acorn squash that I love to put in the air fryer, which makes a great little veggie to go with any meat dinner that you're having, any protein that you're having. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to chop up our spinach to put it in. My dogs are whining. I have one in the bedroom that needs to eat. It hasn't finished his breakfast. He's the 5-pound one. And then I've got the 30-pound one that wants in. And the 10-pound one that wants in. So it's a whiny butt situation over here. But so if I'm rocking my chef's knife back and forth, you can see it's easily just chopping up my spinach. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It's pampered, not perfect. So there's chopped spinach. So that's going to go into the pan. I've got this on warm. I'm going to jack it up a little bit. I'm going to get out my spatula so that we can start doing this. And then, oh my gosh, you hear my puppy. Okay, so we're going to add in the onions. We're going to cook them until they're a little bit soft. Then we're going to stir in the spinach. And then we're going to add that into our eggs. So I'm going to add in the tomatoes as well. Let that get going. And next up, I am going to do our eggs. All right. So one thing I use all the time is my Norwex cloth, because when you're working with eggs, you don't want to get egg gunk all over the place, and this cloth will grab 99% of the bacteria lingering around. So let's go. 1 egg. This recipe calls for 5 eggs. I've got a little shell in there. There we go. 3, 4, and 5. Oh, that one had 2. Okay, so then I wipe my fingers with this because I want to get most of, or whatever I can of, the egg gunk off my hand. So next up, we're going to deep beat these together. So the more that you beat your eggs, the lighter and fluffier they will be. You want to get the air in there underneath, mixed in with the yolk and the white. So you really want to beat them as much as you possibly can to get them nice and light and fluffy. Here's my eggs. So that's all set. I've got this jacked up, so I'm going to jack it down a little bit. We want our onions to be a little bit translucent, so I'm just going to cook these a little bit more. I'm going to add in our spinach. Now, if you were using frozen, you would want to make sure that it is drained so that you don't have a lot of liquid. And a quiche is a really easy thing that you can make for a breakfast when you're having company over. It's really easy to make and throw into the oven. All right, so I have my pie plate. And I'm going to use our kitchen spritzer, which I have olive oil in here. So you can put anything that you want in here, any type of oil. Coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, whatever it is you want. You pressurize it so you're not ingesting all of those fumes that are rolling around from an aerosol. This is all that's in here is just the air and the olive oil. I'm going to spray my pie plate. And then you unscrew it to release the pressure. Then it's ready to go back into your cupboard. All right. So I need salt and pepper in with my eggs. And we need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Opened up the wrong end. And 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. And then whisk it again to get the salt and the pepper mixed in really good. Because I didn't put it in before. I wasn't reading my directions. Okay, feta cheese. Add the monster cheese and the spinach to the eggs. All right, so here's my feta cheese, and I'm just going to break it apart in here. And this is a salty cheese, so you can cut down on the salt if you want, or not even add any in at all, because this will add some salt to it. But super good. So again, I need my cloth for my fingers. I'm getting feta cheese all over everywhere. Oh darn. Okay, so this is ready. So once this is done, then you're going to add this mixture into your eggs and you're going to pour it into your pan. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop it in here. You hear my dog. Sorry about that, everyone. It's too cold to kick them outside while I'm filming, because I've done that, that's for sure. Get my spinach, tomato, onion concoction into the bowl. And now we're going to mix it together. And then we're going to pour it into our bowl. This is going to go into the oven, and my oven is preheating on 350, and this is going to cook for 30 minutes, about 30 minutes, depending on your stove and your oven on how high it cooks, how fast it cooks. So this is a great little, like, I eat this for breakfast and I could eat it for lunch. I'll eat it until it's gone. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's so easy to throw together. What are you having for breakfast this morning?